Have you ever caught her looking at you, and instead of looking away immediately, she held your gaze for just a little longer? It only lasted a few seconds, but somehow, it stayed in your mind for hours. Was it accidental? Was she simply being polite? Or was that moment revealing something she never intended to say? The truth is, long eye contact is one of the most misunderstood behaviors in human psychology. And today, you'll discover three powerful signs that her long eye contact may be revealing feelings she's never spoken out loud. But be careful. The meaning isn't always what most men assume. Let's find out why. Our eyes communicate long before our words do, before someone says they trust you, before they admit they enjoy your company, before they reveal deeper emotions. Their eyes often tell part of the story first. Psychologists have long studied eye contact because it's closely connected to attention, emotion, and social connection. But here's where many people make a mistake. They assume one long look automatically means attraction. It doesn't. Context always matters. That's why today we're not focusing on a single glance. We're focusing on repeated patterns because genuine emotions rarely appear once. They appear consistently. If you've ever wondered whether her eye contact meant something more, these three signs will help you understand what you may have been missing. Let's begin. Sign number 1, she holds eye contact. Even when the conversation pauses, imagine you're talking, the conversation slows. For a brief moment, neither of you says anything. Most people naturally break eye contact during awkward pauses. They look at their phone, the floor, the room, anything to reduce the tension. But she doesn't. She keeps looking at you, not intensely, not uncomfortably, just calmly, naturally. Why does this matter? Because silence removes distractions. When words disappear, only comfort remains. Psychologists often associate comfortable eye contact during silence with emotional ease and social confidence. She's no longer looking at you because you're speaking. She's looking because your presence still holds her attention. Think about that. Conversation has ended, yet her attention hasn't. That's a subtle difference many people never notice. Here's a simple example. You both laugh about something. The laughter fades. Instead of immediately looking away, she smiles softly and keeps eye contact for another second or two. That tiny moment often says far more than the conversation itself. Because attention doesn't disappear when genuine interest is present. It lingers. And sometimes, her eyes linger before her words ever do. Sign number 2, eye. Her eye contact feels relaxed instead of forced. Now here's something fascinating. Not all eye contact is equal. Some people stare because they're nervous. Others because they're trying too hard. But emotionally meaningful eye contact usually feels different. It feels easy, comfortable, unhurried. Imagine sitting across from someone. You're talking about ordinary things, your favorite food, travel, childhood memories, nothing dramatic. Yet throughout the conversation, she naturally meets your eyes again and again, not because she's trying to impress you, because she's fully present. Psychologists often describe this as engaged attention. When we're emotionally invested in someone, our brain naturally prioritizes their facial expressions. Why? Because faces provide emotional information. We unconsciously search for reactions, smiles, micro-expressions, changes in emotion. The more someone matters, the more attention we naturally give them. Notice another clue. Relaxed eye contact isn't perfectly constant. It flows. She looks, she smiles, she briefly glances away, then naturally returns. That's how genuine comfort usually appears. Not like a competition, not like a performance, just effortless connection. And effortless connection is surprisingly difficult to fake. So far, we've covered 2 important signs, but the final sign is by far the most revealing. Because it doesn't happen during conversation, it happens afterward, when she thinks you're no longer paying attention. And that's often when real emotions become the hardest to hide. Let's look at the final sign. Sign number 3. You catch her looking before you notice her picture. You're in a group, everyone is talking, you turn your head, and for just a moment, she's already looking at you. The second your eyes meet, one of 2 things happens. She smiles, or she calmly keeps eye contact before naturally looking away. Now ask yourself something. Why was she looking before you even noticed? Psychologically, attention usually follows interest. We naturally observe the people our minds consider important, not constantly, but repeatedly. Imagine sitting in a crowded room without thinking. Your eyes occasionally drift towards someone you enjoy being around. Not because you planned it, because your attention naturally returns there. That's called spontaneous attention. And it's one of the most authentic behaviors people display. Here's what makes it different. She isn't looking because you're already talking. She isn't responding to your voice. She's choosing to observe you even when nothing requires it. That doesn't automatically mean romantic attraction, but it often signals curiosity, emotional awareness, or growing interest. Now notice the reaction after you make eye contact. Does she immediately panic? Not necessarily. Sometimes she simply smiles. Sometimes she briefly looks away while still smiling. Sometimes she confidently maintains eye contact for another second. Each response reflects comfort rather than embarrassment, and comfort is where meaningful connections usually begin. Now connect these three signs. She maintains eye contact during comfortable silence. Her gaze feels relaxed instead of forced, and you repeatedly catch her looking before you notice her. Notice what all three signs have in common: attention, not dramatic attention, quiet attention, consistent attention. That's what psychology teaches us. People naturally invest attention where emotional importance exists, not because they're trying to send signals, because their brain naturally prioritizes what feels meaningful. Many men spend too much time searching for obvious flirting, obvious compliments, obvious confessions. Meanwhile, they completely overlook repeated eye contact that quietly appears again and again. Here's the important lesson. One glance means very little. Repeated patterns mean much more. If her eye contact appears consistently, alongside warm conversation, genuine curiosity, and emotional comfort, then her behavior may be revealing something she's never verbally expressed, because words can be carefully controlled. Attention usually can't, and our eyes often reveal what our mouths hesitate to admit. The next time you notice her holding eye contact, don't rush to conclusions. Instead, pay attention to the bigger picture. Does she stay engaged during quiet moments? Does her eye contact feel relaxed and natural? Do you repeatedly catch her looking before you even notice her? If those behaviors continue over time, they may reveal feelings that words haven't yet caught up with. Remember, healthy relationships aren't built by guessing. They're built through honest communication, mutual respect, and shared effort. Psychology helps us understand behavior. It doesn't replace genuine conversations, but sometimes the smallest moments reveal the deepest emotions, and sometimes a few silent seconds of eye contact say more than an hour of conversation ever could. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about female psychology and the hidden signals people often miss, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a moment of eye contact that completely changed the way you understood someone? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and share it with someone who would enjoy it too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.